Well, here we are with another driving inspector success. We had great coaching calls this week with our mastermind groups, and was very excited to hear we have a real estate coach, an international real estate coach that we have hired to be part of our group. And he comes on every mastermind call, tries to help keep us informed of what is happening in the real estate world, how real estate agents are perceiving everything, and it has just been amazing. And he gave us probably some of the most exciting news that you can possibly hope for, and that is that basically they believe that 2026 is going to be an incredible year. All right, there are just so many things that are happening. Housing prices are coming down in a lot of areas. Interest rates are coming down in a lot of areas. There are a lot of new revenue streams, incomes, jobs people have are doing well. And I think it is just phenomenal. And when I heard him, I was like, yeah, buddy, I love it. Okay. There were a couple of other things that really happened. So first off, I thought I'd start with giving you that good news. Second off, I want to go back to something that I talk about all the time. One day I was riding with my youngest daughter, and we were talking, and I said, we were discussing why some businesses were successful and some weren't. And I explained to her that one of the things that I've noticed over the years is what I call S&A. And she asked me what that was, and I told her, I said, that is speed and accuracy. How quickly can you deliver an accurate product or service to somebody? Because when you can do it quicker than anybody else, one, you can charge more for it. Two, people are just going to want to use you because time is important, and it will help you. Now, when me and my dad first started doing inspections, and we started our business in 1985, okay? So we've been doing this for 40 plus years now. One of the things was that most people were still doing handwritten reports. In 1988, 8/8 of 88, I'll never forget that date, we started doing computerized reports on site with our home inspection. Now, we had to do them on site pretty much, even though they were computerized, because the vast majority of home inspectors were still doing handwritten reports. They were doing handwritten reports, and it had like 2 or 3 copies of it, and they would tear off, the top copy and give it to the buyer and everything. So when we started doing computerized reports, I designed the report and the software that we used to basically do that. And then eventually we moved over to Microsoft Word because, everybody pretty much has it, and you could do PDFs and all of this other great stuff with it. And of course, email the reports, which you have to understand, back in 1988, we still couldn't do that. And so much continues to change. One of the weirdest things that has happened that I never really saw happening was that our industry has been changing. We have a lot of new inspectors that come into this industry all the time. The schools are just, pumping out new people all the time. And one of the things that I saw was that people, especially as they went to computerized reports, didn't deliver their report on site. They would deliver the report that evening at best. A lot of them would deliver it the next morning. Now, you can still build a really good business even though you don't deliver the report on site. So I don't want anybody going, well, we do, $2 million in business and everything, and we don't deliver on site. The fun thing is that as more and more inspectors come on, less and less of them deliver their report on site. Now, we'll do over 5,000 inspections this year. Over 5,000 inspections this year. Think about that for a second. We're gonna hit over $3 million. All right. So it's kind of fun watching, as our competition tries to outdo us. And you have to have 5. I've now changed the formula a little bit. You now have to have 5 unique selling points to make your company different than everybody else's out there. I knew in the beginning that the fact that we were computerized was a great unique selling point. Well, that has kind of gone away. However, delivering the report on site now has become one of our top unique selling points. And again, you don't have to do this, but speed and accuracy will allow you to be able to charge more for the inspection and will allow you to be able to, get everything done faster. When we had inspectors that would come work for us that had been in business for themselves, inevitably I would get a call in about 3 months and they would say, Mike, I just want to tell you thank you. I just want to tell you thank you because I just pulled into the driveway and it really hit me today, because I'm going to go out to dinner with my family and I'm going to go do this or do that or watch a football game or whatever it was. And they were going to go, and I just realized I'm done for the day. I don't have to go in and try to type a report and put everything together, because I'm done. That was it. I'm done. And I just want to tell you thank you for making my life better and changing my family's life. All right. And it's so important. Now, I will tell you that I had one guy that I was coaching, and he was out in Kentucky, and he was doing a pretty good job on the marketing. And then I actually realized his business was not, he was brand new, by the way, he was brand new. So one of the things that I realized was something that Krista, my oldest, and she oversees everything, told me was that everybody needs to understand how we do our inspections or how a good company does their inspections. And there are a lot of good companies out there. Okay. And I literally was concerned for him. I was very worried about him and being brand new. And he kind of got off the ground, but then everything started going backwards. He wasn't doing the number of inspections that I would expect him to be able to do, 6 months into our coaching program and everything. So I literally flew out to Kentucky, rode with him for, half the day on his marketing routes. And boy, he was doing a pretty damn good job on his marketing routes. And his Big Bang marketing looked pretty good. And then I went with him on an inspection and I almost came unglued. And I went, dude, I said, you know what? You're doing this right and this right and this right. What I want you to understand is that part of the problem that you have is that you're doing all this right and you're getting people to use you, but they're not going to reuse you because your inspection is missing so many little pieces about it that don't make you referable. And so I literally had him come in and ride with us for a week and with our guys and everything, and just re-emphasized for him how important it is to be able to deliver the report quickly. And we reworked his report a little bit. I don't know what software he's using. And now he delivers his reports on site. So it was so fun during our coaching call earlier this week. His business is going gangbusters now. Going gangbusters. One, I'm sure he cleaned up how he was doing his inspection some. I know he cleaned up his report because his report was way overcomplicated. But the most important thing that he said that I locked into was, Mike, I'm now delivering my reports on site every single time. And he said, I would have thought that was a bunch of hooey. However, he said, I get compliment after compliment after compliment because I can do it right then and there and hand it to him. Now, I will tell you that every great inspector out there will probably give you 5 reasons, maybe 10, maybe 20 reasons why delivering the report on site is not a good idea and why it's not important. That's okay. You know what I love to say to that, right? I love my competition. I really do. I love my competition. And so speed and accuracy, that's the number one thing I want to get across in this. By the way, we're now going into winter here. And so one of the things I talked about on the last Driving Inspector Success videos, and if you haven't seen that, I'd go back and watch it. I think that was number 46. This is Driving Inspector number 47, speed and accuracy. But if you haven't made blessing calls yet this year, you need to really get that done. And you could even do it all the way into January 1st if you need to and set it up. They cost you nothing. And I will tell you that we started doing those and our November just really hooked up. We grew $30,000 in November. Grew $30,000 plus dollars in November, more than the average inspector makes out there. By the way, we are up 300,000, just short of $300,000 this year so far. I'm expecting we'll be over 300 before the year is out. And a big part of it is because we've restructured some of our unique selling points. We've also made sure that we've done lots of office visits and lots of presentations. And I have people all the time go, well, Mike, I did office presentations. It doesn't work, or it didn't work for me. Well, I'm going to be very, very blunt here for a second. You probably did it wrong. Okay? You probably did it wrong. All right? So our office is just doing an incredible job. I just want you to know that setting things up so that, one, you have speed and accuracy. We got a 5-star review the other day, and since my office manager is watching, Robin, I thought I'd throw this in. We got a 5-star review the other day, and one of the things they said was one of the reasons we used their company was because the office was so great. And by the way, they did 3 inspections with us, right? Because the first house they didn't buy, the second house they didn't buy. And they said every time they were on top of it, they were polite, and they could get us on the schedule like next day. And I'm going to tell you another secret. We've set our business up so that we can do same day inspections 99% of the time, right? And the average inspector out there can't do that. But anyway, we've grown our business significantly this year. We're up about $300,000 over last year. Now, I will tell you our expenses have gone up because we've raised a number of people's pay and done some other things, and marketing costs money. However, with all that said, the average guy out there, the average home inspector, doesn't even do $300,000 in a year, and we grew that much. The big thing from today is speed and accuracy. Make sure that you can turn those reports around as quickly as possible. Make sure that you can answer the phone when they call. As I like to say, AATP, always answer the phone. And if you can't answer it, you need to have a backup call center that can answer it and can schedule it. And I will tell you, one of the big things that I'm going to be talking about this year at our Mission 26, which is February 23rd, 24th, and 25th, is how AI is now being able to help inspectors get their reports done faster. And when you don't have somebody that can answer the phone, how you can use that basically to answer and schedule the phone. Over 10% of our jobs, by the way, think about that, over 10% of our jobs are now scheduled online. People literally go out to our website, go through the process, schedule the inspection. And the interesting thing is that the jobs that we book online, we make more money on those than we do the way we have them scheduled in the office. Now, there's a couple of very interesting pieces about that. But the bottom line is speed and accuracy. Always answer the phone. Make sure that you can schedule it as quickly as possible. Make sure you get them the report as quickly as possible. And when you have speed and accuracy, you can charge more for inspections. You will have a better kill ratio because that's what people want in the marketplace out there. And I really want to make sure that all of you understand the speed and accuracy. By the way, if you haven't, go out to YouTube and watch a lot of the past ones that I've done on driving inspector success. Also, you can go out to homeinspectormarketingpodcast.com. That's homeinspectormarketingpodcast.com. And you can start listening from the very beginning when I started doing these podcasts years ago. And I hear people all the time tell me it's some of the best ideas and down-to-earth information they've gotten. And so we go from there. Have a great day, everybody. This is Mike Crow, and as I love to say, be successful and be around those that are successful. Talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.